Okay, let's get started. The couple of things we'll be doing tonight is talking about the meter here. And I'm going to go through each week now on Wednesday nights, cover uh, one section or one functionality of the TruQoin site. And then we're recording these so we can put them up on the TruQoin or the TruIQ website, so that if you have somebody who wants to know more about TruQoin, how it works, its functionality, how we calculate, the coins, how points are awarded, just everything about it. Again, we've got 4 smart contracts in our application, which runs on the Tron blockchain, and 3 of those have patents filed on those. And we want to go through and explain to you the uniqueness of TruQoin by taking a different section of the website and explaining to you what's going on and how that works. For those who have to know how it all works, that's why we're doing this, to kind of explain, if you ever wanted to get in and look at the intricacies of TruQoin and why it's not just an intrinsic valued coin, which is one of the major differences between TruQoin and almost 98+% of the altcoins that are out there, that only exist to be a coin. And they throw them out there and they hope that people will purchase those coins on the hope, again, that the coin will go up in value so they can trade it and sell it and make money. Those days are coming to a close, and coins in the future, cryptocurrencies, electronic currencies, blockchain technologies in the future are going to have a purpose behind them. There's not just going to be, hey, we minted a coin, we threw it out there, and we talked everybody into buying it. It went up in value. Then we as owners sell a ton of our coin and make millions of dollars, and then we walk away. Because that's typically what does happen with most of the altcoins out there. Most of the founders or inventors, I won't even say inventors, because you can take another coin's technology and copy it and just rename it and give it an icon and throw it out there. And if you do a good job at marketing, you can make a ton of money. That's the way it has been over the last 10 years. Now, again, those days are now quickly fading. Any coins that come out, any projects that come out, any cryptocurrencies that come out are now tied together with important projects, and more importantly, with a real purpose. And they call them utility coins. It may not be a term that you hear too much these days, but that will be a term that you'll hear more and more as time goes on and as this industry grows up and matures over time. Utility coins are coins in essence that have a purpose. It's not just a coin to exist because it exists, but it actually does something, and there's something tied to its value. Number one reason that TruQoin has a purpose, the number one reason that will always be there, is it's backed by TruIQ products. And that's just one piece of the powerful puzzle that we've put together. Now, the reason we took the time to build the TruQoin.io site, which you'll see right here, is because we want to be very transparent in what we're doing. But we also wanted to have a powerful, very unique coin. And I've spent the last few days just for fun. We got the new Tron hackathon coming up, and I was going through and perusing again some of the projects that are out there. There's some unique projects coming up, but again, most of the currencies that are being launched, most of the projects being launched, are again pretty simple and pretty silly, to be honest with you. There's a lot of game projects. There's a ton of NFT projects, because that was the big trendy thing over this last year, is having an NFT. But again, I don't think I saw an NFT project that wasn't just another piece of art. The last statistic I read was that 98, almost 99% of the value or the money that went into NFTs is gone, because again, it was just a trend that everybody jumped on. And of course, the economy kind of tanking didn't help, but those trends ran out. And now people trying to push little art pieces as NFTs are not going to go anywhere. But in the future, what I'm getting to is that cryptocurrency projects do need to be tied to a real project, real products, real purpose. And that's what we have in TruQoin. Okay, sorry, I kind of got off on a tangent there. I tend to do that quite a bit, sorry. But let me go ahead and show you a little bit of the back end of TruQoin. Now, last week we talked about the points, how the points are calculated. And then we talked about a little bit about how those then convert to coin right here through this equation down below. So we have our coins per point equation. We'll go into that right now, how that works. Well, maybe in a second here. But then all of that, as well as the Fibonacci curve and the golden swing, the golden ratio swing, that information, these are the mechanisms for how it's done. So for example, in the golden ratio swing right down here, I mentioned this last week. Here's the calculation for how we disperse the coins between you, the miners in TruIQ, and the rest of the world when we take the coin and put it on the exchanges. We split that coin up in half. And there's some very specific reasons why we do that. Well, those numbers that get output from these different smart contracts get put over here for easy view in the meter. And we just call this the dashboard meter. And I'm going to go through what's going on in the meter. So this is only going to take us 10, 15 minutes, and then we'll be done with tonight's training. And I'm going to go ahead and realign that on the screen here for myself to look at. Just wanted to pull it over so it was more centered so I could look at it easier. Okay. In the meter, it shows us, I'm going to run down through just the different sections, then we'll go back and talk about the 2 or 3 that are important. The top portion, of course, tells you what block we're in. Right now, we're in block 6. All right. We have 2,100 transactions happen before a block closes. And the transactions are actual purchases in TruIQ. Now, there are also purchases on our exchange. Now, you all know, we haven't really ever talked about this too much, but you could move coins or sell coins to another miner. But for right now, those sales in the DOBs also count as transactions. So sales in TruIQ, product sales and sales in the exchanges, right now, our exchange and the world exchanges will go on this side of the meter. And of course, right now in block 6, we're up to 706 transactions. When we get to 2,100 transactions, block 6 will close and all the magic happens. All the smart contracts do their thing and go on and mint coins, disperse those coins and get deposited then into your wallets. Okay. We are in a +5 swing right now. We'll discuss that in just a minute. Here is the miner's coin. That's your coin. It could be called, these are the TruIQ coins. And if you're on TruIQ and you've enrolled and done anything at all, if you've breathed or sneezed, or in other words, if you've joined and bought a product, you are a miner in TruCoin, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, you are getting points and you do have coins. It's just whether or not you've logged in to see those. But because in the last block, we had more coin sales in unit, and here's our volume down here in unit. Here's the TruIQ sales. Here's the exchange sales. In the last block, the exchange units or sales outpaced the activity in TruIQ. Therefore, and I'll show you this real quick, one of our smart contracts is this golden ratio swing. Because of that, we pushed the coin disbursement in block 6. It pushed it to the right or into the +5 category, which means that 5% or 5% more of the coin is going over to you, our TruIQ miners. Now, the reason we do that is because we want to keep a good balance between the coins we disperse to you as miners in TruIQ, because you're building value in what you do. Look, we want the bigger TruIQ grows, the more people that come to TruIQ, the more sales we're going to have, the more transactions we're going to have. That then pushes the value of the coin up. We don't want either one of those to get out of whack and go crazy. We don't want the coins when we launch the exchanges out to the world. We don't want 90% of our coins going to the world. And we could have a big push. There'll never be more than, I'll show you one more. Let me go back to the blocks. And I'm not going to, this is not the time to go into how this all works, because that'll be for other trainings, but there's a limit. Okay. Miner coins, your coins will always go no less than 50% of what's minted in each block. So out of the 105,000 coins, always no less than half of those coins will always stay available for our TruIQ miners. That's you, all the way up to 90% of those coins. On the exchange side can go as low as 10% of the minted coins. So almost only 10,000 maybe, I'm sorry, 8 or 9,000 of the coins would go to the exchange if this got way out of kilter, but it will never go above 50% to the world. We always are going to benefit leaning towards the side of our miners for you. Okay. Now, this balance, you can see where it shifted here, went to 60-40 because we had too many coin cells in last block. So now 60% of the coins now go to our miners. If it happens again, which it probably won't because the catch cells have slowed down, that would go up to 65. Then we'd go to 70. So again, we're slowing down the sell of coins. And the reason we're doing that again, going back to, again, altcoins in the world, if we were to throw all our coins out there into the marketplace, then the coins, the value for you working, now again, there's value, of course, for building your business in TruIQ because there's fiat cells, but again, there would be way less coin going to you as miners, and we don't want that to happen. And that's what happens out there in the world. When an altcoin goes to the exchanges, there is nothing that keeps it from just going skyrocketing way up and then dropping way down into the gutter. And that process goes over and over again. In the real world of trading, if you go to an exchange, the high-end softwares out there use this concept of the Fibonacci curve. It's built into their automatic processes, and through their automatic, very expensive software, where they actually, when they evaluate the sell of a coin and it goes up and down, they use that Fibonacci sequence to determine when they're going to buy or sell their coin. And it brings stability and balance into that coin. And that's one of the things we used within our own blockchain, our own smart contract within the blockchain. And that's never been done before in any cryptocurrency. So we integrated that and adopted that concept into TruQoin. So it would always be balanced. All right, let me go a little faster here now. Okay, we know that there's always going to be 105 TRQ minted with every block. So that always stays there. Right now, as of today, there's 706 transactions in block 6. Okay. Right here, here's the exchange split, and this is always here just for you to see. So right now, in this block, 60% of the coin, or 63,000 TruQoin, when this block closes, are going to go to you, the miners. Now, what determines how much of that coin you get? This number right here. That's why we tell you it's so important to get your points in TruIQ. We'll go back to that in a minute. Okay, only 42,000 of the coins are going to be reserved for the exchange. Okay, the rest of these are now the activity factors. That's the activity factor I showed you just a minute ago. We just put these up there for you to see. And again, we'll do training on how the whole activity factor works and the Fibonacci curve. I'll spend an entire evening on one of our training evenings to explain how that works, because it's pretty complicated. And again, you don't need to know this stuff. You don't need to memorize this stuff in order to build a business in TruIQ, in order to benefit in TruQoin. You just don't need to have it, that knowledge. But if you run across people who want to know and need to know, we've had a few of those people pop up, especially if they're very intimate with cryptocurrency and know all about it. They want to know the mechanisms behind the coin. We're starting to get some of those technical questions. This is where you can send them now, to the site and the training that we're doing. Okay, the golden ratio swing, that just shows you it's plus 5% right here. So in the green, we increase the coins going to you, our miners in TruIQ, by 5% to balance this out. And then here's the volume. The volume in units of the activity in TruIQ. So far in block 6, here's the activity in the exchange. This is right now, people are still purchasing catches of coin through the Dobbs. So far in block 6, we've sold 3,470 units, and I won't go into units again, but we take those total them together, divide it by the number of mining power we have right here, and that is the total points from all the TruIQ members right now. All your activities right now have added up to 1,400,000 points. That then gives us our block power, coins per point. We'll put it that way. Now, but right here, that's everything you need to know right here in the meter. That's how to read the meter. And once you kind of learn about what's going on out here in the rest of the TruQoin site, you'll be able to glance over here and quickly, once you've learned all of what those numbers mean and what's happening behind each of these numbers, you'll be able to look at it and go, oh, I see where we're at. Oh, I see where the block power is. I see kind of what the coin's worth at this point. Now, when we get asked in public, when we'll never publish it, what's a point worth? Well, it's not really worth anything. We use those points to help us determine how to divide the coin up for our members on our decentralized application, which those coins go to your decentralized exchange when we get that up. And there's a lot of important reasons why we will do that and do that. And we'll continue to then refer to things in a certain way we do, is because we never, ever will, and we can't attribute a point to any dollar value. If it's done right in a decentralized program with a decentralized cryptocurrency on a decentralized exchange, at this point, those are not taxable events. And that's why we've taken and will continue to take a lot of care to make sure we've designed and developed everything we do and are careful to explain things the way we explain them. All right, so that is training real quick just on the meter here. Thank you for your time tonight. You guys, we could go on for hours about what opportunities we have here laid at our feet. And this is going to be a fun, exciting time as we move forward in TruIQ and with TruQoin. And again, remember, thank you again tonight for your time. Thank you especially for your efforts and being here tonight. I know that time is precious. It is for all of us. And taking time away in your evenings from what you have going on in your families, we're aware of it and appreciate it very, very much. So thank you again for being here tonight, and God bless you, and everybody have a wonderful rest of your evening. Okay.